Hi everybody, this is Tommy Rosen and I'm the founder of Recovery 2.0. This is our Recovery 2.0 protocol for getting beyond alcoholism, for stopping drinking. If you think you have a problem with alcohol, you probably do. If you think a lot about alcohol, it's going to be an interesting inquiry for you to determine whether you have a problem or not. If you've lost your ability to choose when you drink, or how much you drink when you drink, that's a pretty good sign that your relationship with alcohol is out of whack. The assumption I'm making here in this protocol is that you know that you have a problem and you're just not sure what to do about it. So let's say you've come to that point where you realize, I might be an alcoholic. I struggle in the way that I drink. I don't seem to have the ability to choose when to stop. I'd like to do something about this problem. Here are some of the things that you can do. Number one, if you are a severe alcoholic, this is a very, very important thing to listen to right now. Alcohol is one of the few detoxes that you can go through that is life-threatening. If you're a severe alcoholic, you're actually going to need medical support. You're going to have to go into a hospital or a treatment center that has the kind of medical staff that can support you through alcohol withdrawal. Many people over the years have died through the withdrawal process from alcoholism because they die of a heart attack or other related causes. So be aware of that. If you want to stop and you've been drinking a lot of alcohol and you know that you're going to go through withdrawals, be humble. Respect the power of this thing, and get help from a medical staff and a medical team. In our society today, alcohol is embraced in every occasion. At births, at deaths, every social occasion, sporting events, marriages, divorces, everything. One gets to thinking that it's abnormal not to drink. It's abnormal not to intoxicate yourself with a substance that your body knows is a poison. Many times I stand at a function and someone comes up to me and says, Tommy, I notice you're not drinking. Do you have a problem with alcohol? And I'll look at them with a drink in their hand and I'll say, I notice you are drinking. Do you have a problem with alcohol? You see, we've all bought into this illusion that somehow it's okay to drink as our way of getting through life. So it's a very difficult thing when we come to the point in our life where we're thinking about letting go of alcohol. So difficult. Oftentimes our entire social community, our whole world is built around alcohol. How will we be without it? Who will we be without it? Who will our friends be? How will we connect with anyone? These are the kinds of questions that come up for people when they're drinking. Now, people caught in severe alcoholism are dealing with yet another set of problems. That's the physical addiction to alcohol. After a while, it becomes physically addictive to the point where you absolutely have to drink just to calm your nerves. You couldn't possibly function. And by this point in the alcoholic's journey, you're probably alone much of the time, unless you have somebody that somehow has been able to have the fortitude to be around someone at that advanced level of drinking and alcoholism. So I say all these things just to let you know that I understand firsthand what it's like to get out of that. 26 years ago, I overcame alcoholism and drug addiction. And 26 years later, right now, I'm free from all that. How do you get there? How do you begin? There are basically three options for you. Number one, you can go to treatment. Treatment is either inpatient or outpatient. If you can get it, I suggest inpatient treatment. Find a treatment center. Hopefully you have insurance or somebody wealthy in your family so they can pay for a good level of treatment for you. 30 days or thereabouts will help you get enough time and enough momentum away from alcohol and away from the environment you've been in where you've been drinking. It'll give you a head start and a jumping off point to the rest of your recovery. Outpatient is kind of like inpatient, except you stay at home at night. So you'll go to outpatient 5 or 6 days a week. You'll spend most of the day and evening there, but you'll be going back home to sleep. If you can't afford inpatient, or for some reason, maybe it's children or job or other responsibilities, you are absolutely unable to leave, you can choose outpatient as an opportunity for you. One thing I want to say quickly about that. Remember, if you don't get sober, if you're a true alcoholic, you won't have relationships with your children, your wife, your husband. You won't have a job anyway, and your life will not be going anywhere. So in your consideration of what kind of help you need, if you can go to inpatient treatment, it really can be a very powerful, life-transforming thing. That's what I did. I went away and I got the help that I needed. Beyond treatment, you've also got therapy. Now, I have known some people to get sober through one-on-one therapeutic processes. This is you in an office connecting with a therapist of a variety of different kinds of modalities: cognitive behavior therapy, dialectical behavior therapy, all forms of spiritual psychology, lots of different approaches in the therapeutic realm. But most of the people I know who got sober in that way got sober because their therapist sent them to a 12-step meeting or another group of people who were also getting sober. So that brings us to the third option. The third option is you step into an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. Most people don't know much about Alcoholics Anonymous until they're a part of it. The reason is because people who are members of Alcoholics Anonymous rarely speak about it because they feel that to speak openly in public about what happens in that process and in that fellowship goes against their traditions. Since I don't consider myself a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, I feel very free to speak about what my experience has been with the 12 steps. So the 12 steps are a process that a sponsor will guide you through for free at no cost to help you have spiritual and physical and mental and emotional transformation in your life. The way I would describe it to you, what happened for me was I went through the 12-step process, and I went from a person who couldn't imagine a day without drinking and using drugs to a person who couldn't imagine a day that included drinking and drugs. Really a powerful process. It may not be for everyone, but it certainly is for many people, and it is absolutely effective for those who dedicate themselves to do that particular program. There are other programs. There's Smart Recovery, Refuge Recovery. Refuge Recovery is a Buddhist approach to recovery. Smart Recovery is a cognitive, more psychological approach to recovery. You have Yoga of 12-Step Recovery. That's Nikki Meyer's wonderful work. And many, many others. So there are many programs that you can get involved in to get the support that you need to begin to put 1 day of recovery under your belt, and then to do it the next day, and to put 2 days of recovery under your belt, and to go through the process of healing. As I said at the beginning, if you're a severe alcoholic, you're going to need medical support. If you're a serious alcoholic, but you haven't gotten to that extent, it's possible that you could just step into a 12-step meeting and get sober. You would have to open up about what's going on in your life. You would have to connect with people who are there, and you would have to get a sponsor and work those 12 steps. For me, and I advocate for what I'm about to say, I would suggest you do everything. Go to treatment, have a therapist, and embrace the 12 steps or another program of recovery. What I have found in recovery from alcoholism and drug addiction is a life beyond my wildest imaginings. so much meaning and purpose and joy. The things that I had hoped could come to pass in my life became possible and then manifested, and I went way beyond what I could even imagine. It happened when I opened up, when I connected with people. I got into community of other people who were looking to better themselves. And I had teachers. I always had a teacher at every step of the way. These are the things that's required. It begins with your commitment today. I've had enough. I can't continue the way I've been going, but I don't know what else to do. Watch this video again and again and do these things. If you need treatment, pick up the phone and call a treatment center and tell them what's going on. Better yet, speak to a family member or loved one and say, I need help, could you help me? I bet you're going to find support. If you got a therapist, go there, pick up the phone, call them. I need to speak to you now. I need to make a major change in my life. Can you support me? Can you help me? Or if you're one of those folks who can step off the street into a 12-step meeting, call somebody you know who's also sober. Hey, could you take me to one of those meetings you've been going to? Or a family member or a loved one. Hey, could you take me to a meeting? I need to make a change in my life. I think it's really important. I feel like a part of me is dying. And maybe I feel like I'm dying. And I don't want to go down this road any longer. So we have so many options today in this world. So many ways to get sober, to move beyond. But it's just going to require that you move out of isolation and into community and get the help that's waiting for you. I wish it for you. It's possible for everybody. Do not despair. There's a way through every block. If we can support you in Recovery 2.0 in any way, I trust and hope that you will reach out to us. We have a lot of resources available to you online for free in YouTube and all over the web. So take advantage of what's here. If you've truly had enough, then take the steps that are necessary to bring change into your life. Until then, be well in all ways, and I will look forward to seeing you on this incredible path. Take care.